Example 2, page 272. We got some bacteria. Gross. It's everywhere. Yeah. So let's take a look here. We got a bacteria colony, and we have 3 graphs. Here's graph A, B, and C. They all look the same right now. This is graph A. Graph B.
That's fine.
Oops.
Are you looking at the bottom ones?
Yeah.
And graph C. Okay? The x-axis, I'll just label the first one, but it's the same for all of them. This is time in hours. And this is number of bacteria. Writing sideways on an iPad is hard. Okay? So, it says which graph best represents bacteria growth if the bacteria's food supply is limited. They have a finite amount of food. So you got like a little petri dish, and you got some bacteria in there, you give them a little bit of food, but that's it. You just give them food and watch what happens.
C. Graph A.
A?
Yeah.
Okay.
C.
So they just grow.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Okay. What is B communicating?
That there's a decline, but it comes back up.
Yeah, does that make sense?
No.
Somebody
wash the petri dish.
Unless they're like lost and can't find the food and they're all dying and where's the food? We're all gonna Guys, I found some food. Come check it out. Yeah! What's this one saying?
But they found food.
No, well they didn't find food yet.
They're going along.
Guys, we found food. Guys, sweet. Okay, so they multiply. What happens here?
No food.
No more food.
They flatline. Does that mean they all immediately die? No,
You have to
because
starve first.
yeah, you got. Haley's an expert in torture. Okay, let them starve first, and then what happens?
They die.
Then they all die.
Then they start dying.
Very
Okay.
quickly.
Good. Notice it's a pretty sharp drop initially. Notice that line is curved a little bit. Is it? My eyes playing tricks on me?
No.
Oh, can't tell.
It looks curved.
Maybe a little curved, right? So there's a little bit of a sharper decrease at first, and then the decrease starts to become a little less after a while. So that's kind of indicating that the weaklings just kind of die right away, and then the stronger bacteria hang in there just a little bit longer, and then they die too. Sad story.
Eat each other?
Probably.
So Stephanie, you said A. You still think that after going through all 3?
Well, I would think so just because if they're given a little bit of food, that they still have all the food.
Okay.
But also they probably would live long because if it's just a little amount of food, then they'd start dying.
Sure. This indicates that they're just increasing in that set. And if we made the time interval short enough, like if we only studied the colony for like an hour, probably this would work.
Yeah.
But over a long period of time,
Yeah.
this is a little more likely,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so we'll say graph C. And it asks us to explain. Well, I'll let you write in an explanation, but something to the effect of graph C best fits the growth of the bacteria with a finite amount of food because they'll start to grow initially, but because the food supply is limited, they'll eventually peak and then die off. Okay, so I'll let you choose how you want to word that in your own notes.